77 WABC. The world is a brighter place with the Yola Nash Show. Listen why the world's biggest stars love talking to Yola Nash on WABC Radio, The Yola Nash Show.
77 WABC Radio New York. Welcome to the Yola Nash Show. I'm your host, Yola Nash, and I'm super excited to introduce my great guest. She's one of the most celebrated actresses in the world. She has received multiple prestigious awards, has been nominated for Emmy Awards and Golden Globe Awards for Best Actress. She's an activist, a cancer survivor, great health advocate, and she's joining me now on the Yola Nash Show. Please welcome the amazing Fran Drescher.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so thrilled to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Oh, we love you. My first question is, what do you love the most about being Fran Drescher?
Well, that I'm on a journey of self-discovery, and I know it. And so everything that happens to me, I perceive as an opportunity on my journey of self-refinement.
Wow, beautifully said. Your signature role, the nanny, we all love so much, but probably not many people know how you got the idea for the show. Please take us back for a moment and share that story from London.
Well, I was on a trip in Europe, and I found myself spending time with a girlfriend's daughter. It was actually Twiggy's daughter, Twiggy, the supermodel from the 60s. Mm-hmm. And now, of course, we're going back 25 years, and I was, walking around London with her, and she said, "Oh, Fran, my new shoes are hurting me." And I thought, "Oh, I'm not ready to go home yet." I said, "Honey, step on the backs of them." And she said, "Won't that break them?" And I said, "Break them in." And I thought, wow, this is such a funny relationship. So I called Peter, my husband at the time, now my gay ex-husband. Mm-hmm. And I said, "What do you think about a spin on The Sound of Music, only instead of Julie Andrews, I come to the door?" And he said, "That's it. We should pitch that to CBS." And we did, and they green-lighted it at once.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah, and it's just been the gift that keeps on giving, and I'm so grateful that, the fans are still loving the show, and there are people that weren't even born when we were shooting the show that are now equally as enthusiastic. So it's just a beautiful thing. It gives me opportunity to speak to the platforms that I'm particularly passionate about, health and civil liberties and arts and education and, children.
Absolutely. Fran, what do you think, what's the secret behind the nanny's success? Of course, it's your amazing talent, but maybe there are other layers to it.
It was just one of those things that came together in the right way. Mm-hmm. It was a great cast. We had support from the network, the people at the studio. Everybody just came together in the right way. We had an unbelievable room of writers that totally got the sensibility of the show, the humor. Mm-hmm. I happened to see Anne Calloway at Don't Tell Mom is here in New York, and I thought if ever I need somebody to write a song for me, I'm going to go to her. And sure enough, she was the one that ended up writing the now famous theme song for The Nanny.
Yes.
And it's just like that. Sometimes you just get lucky.
Mm-hmm. All the right stars lined up for you.
Exactly.
Wow. Could The Nanny be the next beloved sitcom to get a revival?
Well, we're not working on that right now at all. We're working on something else that I am really not at liberty to talk about, but I think everybody's going to be very excited when we are able to talk about it. But as far as the nanny reboot, we're not working on anything with regards to that at this time.
And your voice is so unique. Have you ever thought while you were growing up that your voice could open up the path to your amazing career?
No. In fact, I had a lot of people telling me I had to change my voice, I had to work on my voice if I wanted to have a career. But, thank God I figured out a way to monetize it.
Mm-hmm. Well, many times people want to change us, right?
Totally, because when you're more original, they don't know what to do with you. They want to fit you into a box.
Mm-hmm. And
my mom was once interviewed. Once I was doing The Nanny, and they said, what did you think about her voice when she was a child? Did it sound like this? And she said in almost the same voice, we never knew she had a funny voice.
So fantastic. Mm-hmm. I love your voice and your accent and your character in your voice, because, I have an accent too. So I feel safer knowing that there are many people who have different characters and they have so much to offer. They have incredible talents.
Accents. I love accents.
Me too. I love it.
And,
but before I hated my own.
When people speak in their native tongue. Like if I'm sitting next to somebody in a restaurant and they look, like European, maybe on vacation or whatever, and they start speaking in their native tongue, to me it sounds like music.
Yes.
Instead of hearing their conversation, which then becomes more disruptive to my space. The background of just people speaking in their native tongue, I do find very soothing.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. Every language has its own melody, its own beauty, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You are also a cancer survivor, and by winning the fight with that awful disease, you gave a huge hope to so many women. And I'm wondering, what did you learn through that experience?
Well, first, it took me 2 years and 8 doctors to get a proper diagnosis. So I ended up deciding, and I think in a way to kind of gain back control over my sense of self, I wanted to write a book. So what happened to me didn't happen to other people. And that book was the New York Times bestseller, Cancer Schmancer. Mm-hmm. And then I realized when I went on my book tour and speaking engagements about my compelling story, that what happened to me has happened to millions of Americans by means of misdiagnosis and then mistreatment. So the book became not the end, but just the beginning of what's now a life mission. And I founded the Cancer Schmancer Movement, which is a nonprofit, and people can go to cancerschmancer.org and find it online and learn how they can reduce their risk and what they're doing that may not be in their best interest in terms of their health. We have a very progressive program called Detox Your Home, and the home is the most toxic place we spend the most time in. So, and yet we have the most control over that. So we have to learn, what are we doing? What are we eating? What personal care items are creating risk? Mm-hmm. And what cleaning items are harmful to ourselves, our children, and our pets.
Well, I love what you're doing in terms of educating us about all the danger that surrounds our life, and there's so much. It's like sometimes so scary to even learn about it.
What we're doing, very few health organizations are doing, and that's teaching you how to stop buying things that are making you sick and making your family sick, and how to reduce your risk or heal faster or reverse your disease.
Mm-hmm. So everyone, for more information, please go to cancerschmancer.org. And Fran, you also have another exciting project, Hotel Transylvania 3, summer vacation coming up on July 13th, right?
Yeah, that's a great movie that everybody, if you like animation, you're going to love this. Whether you have kids or not, it doesn't matter. It's written by SNL writers, and it's got like amazing comics gathered together by Adam Sandler, and it's really super funny. And if you happen to have kids, it's entertaining for the whole family because the visuals are really fun and exciting for kids to watch. And, there's humor that appeals to everyone on every level.
And it must have been a thrilling experience working with such a great assembly of fantastic comic actors.
Oh, I am so grateful to be part of this franchise, and it's just really a wonderful experience. And don't forget to watch The Nanny on Cozy TV now. Go to cozytv.com and find out where it's playing in your area.
Fran, what would you like to say to your fans here in New York and New Jersey?
Well, I'd like to say thank you so much for your continued support. I love you guys. I'm one of you. And I feel the love, and I just appreciate your loyalty.
And please give us your social media handles.
You could go to, at Cancer Schmanza, at Fran Drescher, official Fran Drescher on Instagram.
Fran, thank you so much for your time.
You're so welcome.
We appreciate all of your work and your amazing talent. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Intimate conversations with some of the world's biggest stars. Only on the Yola Nash Show on WABC Radio. Tune in every weekend.